Hey guys, Kyle the Dead Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for One Piece Chapter 902. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this is like one of those chapters, honestly, where you end up breathing one giant ass sigh of relief, and yet at the same time, like the chapter pretty much ended a lot, just pretty much brought a conclusion to pretty much a big chunk, or if not all of the if not all of the if not all of the major points in the Whole Cake Island arc now. But at the same time, it was tragic as fuck. Like there was just so much emotional shit going on in this episode that I was like, God damn it, Oda! How do you do this shit? Like, so, let's start off with basically the whole sigh of relief, the whole bit that made me sigh with relief. So the Straw Hats finally got away, which I couldn't be happier for because Oda has put them through hell since this arc began, and the scene between Carrot and Sanji was a genuinely nice moment of seeing them mourn Pedro and actually just seeing that and actually just seeing the little flashback of basically of Sanji's first encounter with the Minx was just that was gruesome, and it did show that just how much he did kind of care for the Minx, and how much he even though I don't think he never really got to meet Pedro officially, he definitely even though I didn't get to know Pedro enough, he definitely got to know Pedro enough to where he definitely felt he definitely felt an he definitely felt something, he definitely felt emotional for him for sure. And yeah, Pedro's passing is going to be remembered for always. I think definitely a reminder to the Straw Hats for sure. Like yeah, seriously, hashtag hashtag best mink hashtag best mink Pedro, or whatever you want to do there. Yeah. Now, now on to the tragedy side of things. Uh, which is, if you think about it, in order to get Sanji back, they left so many behind. And it's one of those things where the losses in this arc are kind of proving to be far greater than the reward. And, like, okay, I'll be honest, we haven't necessarily lost anyone yet, but I'm definitely sure we're about to lose a lot in the next chapter for sure. And like, above all else, the one thing I want Luffy to do, the one thing, the one thing I want Luffy to take away from this whole fucking experience is that Luffy, you, the Straw Hats, you're strong. We get that. We all get that. You're powerful pirates. We know this. You've proven it time and again against Crocodile, against Arlong, against all these other against these freaking antagonists who've went up against you time and again. But Big Mom, Kaido, they are on they are on another league to you. Like it's been proven time and again through this arc. And the one thing I want Luffy to take away from this is that his crew alone is not strong enough. I'm like, of course it's Oda, so obviously he is going to reinforce that fact into Luffy's character now. But I want him to, yes, I just want Luffy to realize that he needs to rely on others now if he ever hopes. He needs to team up with others and learn to trust others in order to even hope of becoming of fuck just of fuck just forget about being Pirate King, just surviving the Yonko right now. Like he's crossed Big Mom, so obviously she's going to go after him in the whole big war now that is yet to come. But now Kaido, Luffy, call on the Straw Hat Armada, like all those people you basically kind of you basically kind of you basically kind of just shrugged off and said okay whatever. Like Luffy, rely on them now. You need the Straw Hat Armada, Straw Hat Alliance more than ever before. Like, you need them now. That's yeah. Like that's honestly little my little message to Luffy right now is like, Luffy, I know you want to think that you and the Straw Hats can do things alone, but you can't, dude. You seriously can't. You need the Straw Hat Armada back in you now, dude. Especially if your next location is Wano and you're going up against Kaido. Like, for the love of God, you need the Straw Hat Armada on your side, dude. Ugh. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's Oda, and I'm sure he's gonna give Luffy that moment where he says, "Yeah, I need help in taking these people down." And aside from that, though, I'm not gonna lie. This chapter truly showed how amazing Oda is at developing his characters. Cause in this single chapter alone, he managed to hammer the final nail into the emotional coffin that was Pudding's character, and made me feel genuinely sympathetic towards Brûlée. So I guess let's start off with Pudding, and like honestly, in just seeing her reminisce about pretty much her whole time of being ordered by Big Mom to pretty much marry Sanji and everything else that was leading up to to the wedding, and Sanji saying, your eyes are beautiful." That it's like just in that little just in those little bits of inner monologue alone, in those flashbacks and seeing Pudding's inner monologue during those times, it's actually amazing how natural and seamless Oda made her change feel from just that little bit of added dialogue. And it's really like, honestly, in many respects, like, okay, of course neither of them died, none of them died, but if you really think about it, Sanji and Pudding's love story is very similar to Romeo and Juliet in the sense where it was just a tragedy waiting to happen. Like, again, neither of them died, thank God, but it was like, in the end the only option that Pudding had was to pretty much completely erase Sanji's memory of her in order to save him. Like, that was pretty, like, she pretty much knew the moment, like, she pretty much knew what Sanji was planning to do. Sanji was planning to take her with him from the very get go, and that would have more than likely put Sanji and the Straw Hats in even more shit than they ever encountered during this whole time of trying to escape. Pudding knew that. She cut out all of his memories of her and said, "Yeah, go. You need to escape from here." It's like, yeah, it's Pudding basically sacrificed her own happiness in order to save the man she loved. And I yeah, it's honestly amazing how much I've actually come to really how much I've come to really respect Pudding up. We basically, it's actually amazing how we've gone from hating her and calling her a heartless bitch to pretty much now I can see a lot of people saying, "Wow, Pudding just did all that." Like, yeah, Pudding, yeah, Pudding, you've earned nothing but my respect, girl. I'll say that much to you. And now onto Brûlée, and like I said, I'm genuinely shocked how sad and sympathetic I felt. I felt for Brûlée now just from this one chapter, and I feel that's because even though, like, okay, we know one of Oda's greatest strengths in general is his art of writing the backstory for his characters, and especially this one, and okay, this backstory alone, and honestly, just the chapter in general, is I feel that this backstory and the chapter in general just worked overall worked particularly well because it enforced how strong the sibling bond that Katakuri and Brûlée actually actually how strong the sibling rivalry that Katakuri and Brûlée share actually is, and that yeah, all of Big Mom's kids might have a very fucking screwed up mentality and definitely a lot of their morality is screwed to hell for sure. A lot of their morals are screwed to hell for sure. But at the end of the day, they're still family and they care for one another. They're at the end of the day, no matter no matter what they think of their enemies, no matter how much they torture, how much they kill in the name of their family, they genuinely mean it. They have a genuine love for each other, and I feel and I feel that is something that might have, and honestly, I almost feel that might have been something that has been forgotten to pretty much all the crap that's been going on. Like, I'm not trying to justify any of the stuff they've done, but it just did good at reminding us that, yeah, these people at the end of the day are family for sure. And, and yeah, I feel it might have gotten lost in all the crap that was going on, so this was a nice reminder of that. Also, okay, I don't throw this term around a lot, but seeing young Karakuri Perospero, Oven, Daifuku, and Brule was really adorable. And for a moment, I felt myself being put in Karakuri's shoes and position because when I saw young Brule all battered and beaten, I wanted to hurt those fuckers too. Like, and I wanted to hurt those fuckers too. Like, seriously, you hurt a girl, a young girl. You need your ass is grass, motherfuckers. Okay, you're going to die. And of course, Katakuri did that. He did it in the name of his sister. And if you need any further proof, and I think honestly, if you need any further proof of the bond that the Charlotte family shares, especially Katakuri and Brule, then just look at the substance behind Katakuri's lie about him never being defeated. He made up that one lie just so he could protect his siblings. Nothing. Actually, it's funny, but if you really think about it, throughout this entire arc, that has been his one major goal. Nothing has changed. He's basically up to this point. He's always thought about protecting his his siblings and his family. Nothing since that day has changed. He Nothing since that day has changed. He's always been doing things with the sole purpose and intent of saving, of protecting his family. So yeah, it's now. So yeah, in that respect, he's almost doing a lot. Like people have been saying this a lot, but he's really like Luffy to the max extreme. Like he's basically what Luffy will basically live and die for his crew, but but Katakuri is just like he will go to hell and back just to basically protect everyone, even if it means lying, if it means cheating, doing whatever he needs to do, he'll do it. So yeah, and although if I did have one thing to say about Katakuri's mentality is that I think one thing that was holding him down was his self-loathing from that day and the blame he basically put on himself like since the day that he like when he first saw when he first saw when he first saw Brûlée all battered and beaten. I of course he vowed to basically protect his family, of course, from that day on. But I think that also kind of served as a bit of a chain or a bit of a as a bit of a chain to him because he couldn't. I think part of him just couldn't help but internally blame himself from that day on. So yeah, he it was Katakuri's whole pledge of protecting his family. It was his greatest strength going forward, but it was in a way it was also again one of his greatest weaknesses too. Because I'm sure even though it didn't show, it did affect him mentally somehow. Now let's talk about about near the end of this chapter. Big Mom's about to use soul pocus, her basically technique of stealing souls away from multiple people, on the Germa. She's about to use a mass soul pocus thing on both the Germa and the Fishman, and fuck me if I turn out to be wrong by pretty much the next chapter or the next couple of chapters, but I'm genuinely concerned about Jinbei surviving this now, because if you think about it, the first time Jinbei offered his soul to Big Mom, it didn't work on him, but only because he had no reason to live and wasn't afraid of dying. But now, with Luffy's declaration that he's now a Straw Hat, Jinbei actually does now have a desire to live and keep going forward. I mean, okay, maybe the fact that Luffy declared him a Straw Hat now, maybe that gives him some kind of plot protection or something. I don't know, but yeah, and maybe Oda's gonna pull some crap where maybe Oda's gonna pull something that will where Jinbei will be saved at the last minute, but yeah, I'm not really holding my breath at this point of what's gonna happen to Jinbei. Like the Germa for sure, they are dead. That's a guarantee. But Jinbei and the Fishman, especially the Fishman and Jinbei, I'm not sure how this one's gonna go. I'm genuinely not sure. I want Jinbei to live, but I wouldn't be surprised if he dies either. But like I said, maybe that he's a Straw Hat. Maybe he's got some kind of plot protection going on. I don't know. And and that ending, like that split, like that page of the split between was showing Zeph and Sanji. That page was so meaningful in saying that, yeah, Sanji's back, and he's really come full circle now. He's made peace with his family. He's put Big Mom and, unfortunately, putting behind him as well. Again, still pretty fucked up there. But, and now he's ready to return to the Straw Hats and continue doing what he's does best. And what's even more amazing about that split panel, if you think about it, is that split panel ending is that it shows that Sanji, Sanji, he might have hit a few bumps in the road during this arc for sure. He's definitely done that. But but he never changed, and he never lost. And he never lost. I think the true sense of who he is. Like he may have denied it a few times, but he never really lost in any part of who he is as a character. Sanji always remained himself throughout this entire arc, and it's all because of Zeph, really. Like everything that Sanji is, he owes to Zeph, and he pretty much carried every single one of those lessons with him throughout this entire arc. And yeah, so yeah, Sanji, I have to say, after this arc, Sanji has definitely gone up definitely more than a few notches in my book as my favorite One Piece character for sure. So but yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Enemy, signing off. Later, guys.